when I was in the ER and they're getting ready to cut my rib cage open so they can stuff this tube down inside it to suck some of the excess fluid out around my lung cavity. I asked the doctor, like, hey, can I keep the bullet? And she said something I did not expect. She's like, we don't take them out. And I was like, what do you mean? You must not have seen Born Identity as many times as I have, because you don't know what you're talking about, clearly. Like the dude on the ship, like the captain on the ship, he's not a surgeon. He didn't get trained for this stuff. What do you mean you don't take it out? So I knew then, I was like, man, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Because in my mind, I'm like, I'm about to do something. Like, I had plans. It's just one bullet, but I'm saying though, I had already started to postulate, what am I gonna do with this? I was thinking about maybe like drilling a hole in it, putting it on a chain, wearing it around my neck, like, hey, here's my street cred, you see it? Maybe just put it, you know, like in a small picture frame or something, like they do those jerseys. There's my street cred. And there was like a serious disconnect for me between what I had heard and understand without even really putting a whole lot of thought into it. Like, for instance, Tupac.
5 shots couldn't drop me, I took it and smelled.
And then I got my guy Jason Bourne. He'll just keep coming after you. Doesn't matter how many times you shoot him, he just keeps going and he doesn't flinch. And that's what I expected life to be. Like, you take it and you keep going. And you got this thing about it, like this fearless nature. And I think for some people, it probably works like that. I think for some people, they get shot and they're like, what else you got, bro? Took it and smiled. What else you got? And they get more like, more dangerous in their own mind. Whereas me, that was not the case. Regular life turned upside down. Nothing was normal anymore. Like, I couldn't go to Little Caesars, get a pizza. I couldn't walk the block. I couldn't be downtown, outside, broad, sunshiny, birds chirping, summer day, without getting triggered. And I'm like, damn, what the hell? What's wrong with me? And I was like ashamed and stuff. I think the expectations in my mind, the stuff I didn't hear people talking about, you know, stuff I didn't hear people talk about. I didn't hear anyone say, not that I've been paying that close of attention or had been tuned in, I heard 0 people say, hey, we don't take bullets out if they're close to important organs. Like, for instance, with you, buddy, right between your spine and your aorta, because we can do more damage that way. I didn't hear people say, like, hey, I can't get an MRI anymore in case something jumps off, because the magnet in that thing could cause the metal in my body to heat up and potentially move around and cause some catastrophic damage. I didn't hear that. But more importantly, I didn't hear people being like, damn, I'm scared as hell. Like, there are things when I'm out in the world that just aren't normal anymore. And there are certain, whether it's like sounds, sights, places, etc., that like cause me to just flip out, at least in my mind, even if nobody knows. So I just kept going to work, looking at that every day when I showed up at that same spot, looking at that hole in the door, and essentially That's what I needed to do anyway, because I had to. Like, there's this Far Side picture I remember from when I was a kid. It was like, shows this dude in one of those old school Superman type phone booths filled with snakes falling to the ground, and the caption was like, essentially, he's addressing his fear of snakes, heights, and claustrophobia all at the same time through immersion. Like, I don't know what else I would have done. I did go to a little counseling. Yep, you got PTSD. Thank you, sir. You know. Say all that to say is that, like, as you look at your life and as I look at my life, what are you not hearing? What are people not talking about? What is, like, the smile, the grin and bear it, but like I'm crying inside version of this in your life? Where, like, we got this social media, shoot, my life is awesome. My life is freaking amazing. My coworkers, my boss, I love them all. But inside you're like, damn this job, damn these people, damn this life. What the hell is going on? I think these are important conversations to have, because oftentimes we get to the place where we don't know how to deal with stuff. The hard stuff, stuff that sucks, stuff that we don't hear enough people talking about. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna tell you how damn scared I've been at times. Just like to the point where I'm like, I can barely walk. Remember being on the people mover with my kids and some things happening around me that like brought to the surface, not just getting shot, but like this other scenario a few years earlier where another sunny day got beat the hell down by 6 dudes, just kind of out of nowhere. And these things merged together in my brain and became kind of one thing. Me getting shot, me getting jumped, some of these other things that I had worked through, thought I'd worked through. Because honestly, a lot of that stuff it was just there. And I had tried my best to brush it under the carpet, but at this point, the carpet's starting to like reach the ceiling with the amount of stuff that's brushed under there. And everybody's starting to see it. At least in my mind they are. And if they're not, I know it's there. And I can't ignore it anymore. Because I can't go into the living room without seeing it. Good morning. So even being out here, man, at this time, in the dark, seeing random people walk by, this is me working on it. This is me taking one step, trying to overcome the things inside me that want to cower, that want to stay inside. And sometimes I think, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And I know people think, damn, you're an idiot. Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But for me, like, I'm here. There isn't another place. And I don't think any place in the world is actually safe. I think there's certain illusions. And obviously, in Detroit, like, the numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people have this like extreme spectrum in which they talk about Detroit like, it's beautiful. Don't talk poo-poo about it. Don't say anything negative. And I think on the other end of the extreme is like, man, it's a wreck. Don't go there. You're gonna get shot. I'm like, man, I've been here 21 years. And out of those 21 years, however many thousands of days that is. I think it's like 7 or 8 probably. 1,000 days. Just one day I got shot. So I'm looking at my quota like, I hope you're done. But again, even if you're not, I'm just gonna live scared the rest of my life, or I'm gonna challenge myself and I'm gonna talk about it. Stuff we keep in the dark, stuff we're ashamed about, stuff that makes us feel bad or guilty or whatever. Stuff can eat at your soul. But I think like the more people talk about that stuff that eats at their soul, the better off all of us will be. Don't keep that in. Bring it to the light and bring light to somebody else. What's your next step? What are you doing to work on it? Have a great one. Mwah.